Yeah, ambition is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because it gives you that drive, it gives you that push, that oomph that you need in order to take those first steps, which are the hardest whenever you're pursuing something ambitious or difficult to obtain. So it's good in that sense, but it also never ends. Like, I find that as I accomplish more things and reach new milestones, I find myself to never be satisfied. And that's a hard pill to swallow because, being realistic, more than likely, I will never be satisfied in that sense. I will always be looking for the next thing to do, the next thing to accomplish, which in turn takes away from the present moment. It makes it really difficult to be present and appreciate what you already have. I'm sure some of you guys can relate to this, and it's been interesting trying to navigate it. But I've been thinking about it more so recently than anything because my life has changed so much in the past few months. If you don't know, I started posting my videos in July and already have gained over 800,000 followers across all platforms. I've gotten more love and support on my videos on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube than I could have asked for, especially so quickly. So I remember when I first started posting on Instagram, I gained like a few thousand followers in the first week or something like that. And I was like, all right, it'll probably slow down. I got lucky, whatever. So if I keep up with this for like a month to 3 months, I'll hit 10K. And if I hit 10K, I'll be satisfied. A week later, I hit 50K. A few days after that, I hit 100K. A week or two after that, I hit 200K. A week after that, like, it just kept going. And now I feel like I've become numb in that sense where, 50,000 views on a video back then would have been like groundbreaking, but now it's like kind of normal. The standard has raised in that sense, so I'm not satisfied. And it feels like no matter how much I accomplish, the standard just keeps getting raised and raised. So, but on the other hand, like, I think you need it as well in order to change your life, as drastic as that. Like, most people don't really have anything to start with. If you don't come from money, if you don't come from a social media following already, if you don't have connections and resources, like most people don't, you're not really starting with anything. And to go from nothing to everything, right? Like, if you want to own your own business and you want to make, $10, $20, $30,000 a month, you want to be financially free, you want to be independent, you want to be able to travel all over the world and do, just live a free lifestyle, experience true freedom. There's a lot that has to be done, a lot, and so much that there's so much with that goes overlooked that you don't even really think about until you're deep in the process. But if you don't have that ambitious drive, that almost like crazy sense that you need to be like, something needs to be, you can't think totally logically. If you thought completely logically and you just went with what was likely, like what's the most likely outcome, you wouldn't get past step 3, and there's a gazillion steps that come after that you need to do. So there's part of you that needs to have that in order to pursue this kind of life, to keep reaching new heights and really remove any limits that you might have had on yourself. So you kind of have to take the good with the bad. Not everything is always going to be all good. And if you're someone who maybe feels like they're at the beginning of their journey and you're at that stage where you're not really working with a lot, you haven't really had like a huge amount of success in whatever it is that you're trying to do, but you have this grand vision for your future, you have this big goal that you are trying to pursue, whether it's a business or an income goal or a certain lifestyle that you want to live, that sense of ambition, that sense of delusion is going to do you so well. But also try and remember to appreciate and be proud of yourself, celebrate your victories. That's something I haven't done like pretty much at all, is celebrate any of my victories. I didn't have time to set up anything to celebrate like 100,000 followers on Instagram because it just happened so quick. And I was like, okay, on to the next, let's go 200. 200 came in like another week or two. And then I didn't have time. I was like, all right, 300. And then 300 came. And now 400. Like, I haven't celebrated any of my victories. And it kind of has left me with like, I feel stagnant, which sounds like so stupid because I'm not, obviously, but like, it feels that way because I haven't taken the time to appreciate what I've already done. So, yeah, message from me to you, person to person, ambitious person to ambitious person. Try to be patient. Try to appreciate your victories, even the small ones. Like, those small victories add up, and it's going to be the fuel to your fire when things get dry, when things get stagnant. You're going to need to remember those accomplishments, those breakthroughs, those times that you persevered in order to give yourself the confidence to keep going, you know, because it does get difficult. It does get lonely. It gets challenging. And being able to remember those times and appreciate those wins is going to serve you very, very well. And you will get there, man. I promise you. The journey may seem long, and there really is no end to this, you know. Like, I think the purpose in life, the thing that we're all after, is to reach our full capabilities in mind, body, and spirit. And what that looks like for each individual will be different, you know. But at the end of the day, the fulfillment we get is through improvement, it's through progression. That's why a trophy has no value unless you had to work for it, unless you had to compete for it. If you beat 20 other teams or 20 other people in order to get that trophy, that's where the value comes from. The trophy, if someone just handed it to you, you did nothing for it, it wouldn't mean anything. So the value is in progression. It's in the journey. It's in the struggle, right? And the struggle, it never ends. We will always have something else to improve on. We will always have something to learn. We will always have something to cater to. And at first, that is a hard pill to swallow, but I think it's also very comforting. I think it's about to storm right now. Dang, hold up.